I think my very first approach to Asemic writing dates back to my university years. As a student in physics, I was trained to use Feynman diagrams or Young schemes as a useful tool for depicting mathematical expressions. I must confess, this way of working out problems by creating blackboards or sheets crammed with symbols, diagrams, was fascinating me so much because it seemed to convey a sort of aesthetical sense beyond the concrete mathematical or physical meaning of the problem. Then came another interest of mine, which was that of collecting shards of barks. I used to walk through the woods and collect scratches from barks, especially those from old trees, and collecting also landscapes, post-industrial landscapes with all those nails, broken wires, stains on the walls. All these things put together seemed to be part of some language which tried to convey something to me. But what was mostly interesting me was not to discover the meaning of what they wanted to tell me, but to discover why I had this feeling of a language beyond some scratches, beyond some net of wires, beyond some signs on a paper. There was somehow, there must be somehow a way for discovering when a picture, a shot, whatever, conveys you the impression of a hidden language which you do not know and which prevents you from understanding the meaning of this language, while conveying you the fact that those pictures, those shots you see are not taken randomly over a set of signs which are not related with one another. So, I've thought of fractal as a sort of way of representing this relation between symbols. I think that fractal dimension analysis might bring to some further insights in the way Asemic writing works. I think you can cluster, by the use of fractal analysis, you can cluster different Asemic texts, and probably you may cluster them according to which hidden language they express. Just the way you can explore the structure and the regularities of the coast of an island by means of fractal analysis. And one more thing which, to my opinion, can open a new path and let you go through a new path across Asemic writing is back to a typical mathematical context, which is that of neural networks. I have been thinking of how to train an artificial network to reproduce, to learn, and then to create Asemic texts by learning a set of Asemic texts in advance. So it would be interesting to explore the possibilities of collecting different Asemic texts, clustering them according to some hidden structure with the help of fractal analysis, for instance, then train a neural network to distinguish and to learn the properties and the particularities within each single clusters, and then try to see whether it is possible by means of these neural networks to create new texts, to teach these networks to create Asemic texts. Well, this is my scientific approach over this kind of art, no? Which is a digital art, I would say, because you often take pictures of what you do, you often manipulate pictures in a sort of post-production attempt of improving, of discovering features inside these works. And there is one more lighter, let's say, one more sentimental, I would use this word to describe it, approach to Asemic writing, and it is that of how my hand works when I am working to create an Asemic text. Well, the idea is just like as if I were trying to sense a sort of earthquake. My hand is a sort of seismograph, which is sensing, which is analyzing a hidden earthquake. So the way my hand moves on the sheet, no matter whether it is a paper sheet or an electronic sheet, well, the way it moves is the same way the nail of a seismograph is engraving the different ways of the earth moving, and the energy of the earth moving. It is a way of writing some hidden wave. So that is probably why there is not a semantic content within Asemic writing, while being some idea of a language beyond it. Because you do not use words to express things, but you somehow, when you get into the Asemic writing mood, well, you get to a sort of mood which lets you capture this hidden wave, this hidden regularity from something which you really manage to express through your Asemic work.